Hi everyone. Today we are going to practice a new reading skill called inferring. So we've been working on questioning, which Mrs. Harrison mentioned makes you the driver of the car and not the passenger. And I believe inferring does the same thing. When we're reading, sometimes we just kind of get lost in it, but we want you to be thinking about what you're reading. That's what comprehension is. It's understanding what you're reading. So today we're going to focus on a comprehension skill for reading called inferring. So we infer all the time, and you probably don't even realize that you are doing it. So inferring just means that you draw conclusions based on clues in the text and your schema, which is your background knowledge, what you already know about. So as I read one of my favorite books, I say that all the time, to you, I will model what it looks like to infer, and then I think you're going to say, oh yeah, I do that. I understand that. So I'm going to share my screen, and then I will share this book that I love called Good Dog Carl. This is it. It is a picture book, so there are no words. And the reason I chose a book with no words to share with you is because you have to infer the entire time you're reading because the author doesn't have the words in there. You have to figure it out. And the reason we infer is because the authors of books cannot put every detail into a book. A book would be huge if they put every single detail in there. You need to be able to figure some things out based on the clues. Sometimes the pictures help you, or based on your schema, and maybe all of those things. So let's give it a whirl. This book is called Good Dog Carl. It's by Alexandra Day, and that's a Rottweiler. I used to have a Rottweiler mix years ago in college. That's why I love these books. So, Good Dog Carl. You might already be inferring and thinking, okay, I think you might have a relationship between the dog and the baby. Maybe you inferred that using your clues. You're making kind of like an educated guess. All right, so this says, oh, and you guys always like to know how old a book is. This is from 1985. I was in high school. This is an old book. So 85 to 2020. You've got the 20 from 2020, right? Now 1985 to 2000. Count up 95, and then that's your 10, 96, 97, 98, 99, 2000. So you've got a 10 and 5 ones, which would be 15, plus your 20, your other two 10s, would make, ta-da, 35 years old. You're younger than this book. Look after the baby, Carl. I'll be back shortly. So there are a couple words in the book. So looking at your picture clues, you see the baby in the crib, see mom's getting ready to go somewhere, and Carl is the dog. She's talking to a dog to take care of the baby. Must be a fiction book. I'm inferring that. As I look at this picture, I see Carl is looking out the window, and the baby looks ready to go. My inference here is that the baby's probably supposed to stay in the crib, but Carl's making sure mom is gone so that Carl can get the baby out for some fun. Those are my clues, and look here, baby's coming out. I also would infer that they've done this before because they look pretty comfortable. Okay, here we have a picture of the baby on Carl's back. Oh, wow. I'm gonna infer that's probably mom and dad's bed. Jumping on the bed, I can infer that the baby's having fun just by the smile on the baby's face. I'm sure you read people's faces all the time. I can tell when people are disappointed with me by the way their face looks. I can tell if they're frustrated. I can tell if they're happy, and that's just inferring by clues. Oh, now they're having a good old time. We've got some body powder on Carl. Looks like they're playing dress up. Looking in the mirror. And you might not know what this is. This is called a laundry chute. I don't even think they use them anymore. but it's where there's like a slide to go down from one level of a house to the lower, usually basement, where you can put your dirty laundry, your dirty clothes, and then it's down there so you don't have to carry it down. You can just do the laundry. So the author's not telling us what's happening. We have to infer. We have to figure it out. Make an educated guess based on our clues and our schema. And the clues are the pictures. So here's the baby at the laundry chute. And I said it's like a slide. Now you see Carl coming down the stairs. Running pretty quick. I'm going to infer that the baby's going down the laundry chute to the basement and Carl's going to go meet her. Let's see. And ta-da! That's right. So because I had schema about laundry chutes, I was able to infer that. And here they go. And I would infer they're off for more adventures. Oh my goodness. So looking at this picture, I hope your mind is inferring. I would say Carl was going a little too fast because, and here's why, I'm supporting my inference with clues from the text. The papers are flying up in the air and it looks like that little end table's falling over. Uh-oh. The baby's swimming in the fish tank. That is funny. But you can tell Carl has the baby by the shirt here. So you can infer that Carl cares a lot about this baby. Carl doesn't want anything to happen to the baby, but Carl also likes to have fun. And it doesn't say that. I'm just inferring because I see Carl's dancing, the baby's having a good time. The author doesn't have to give all the details. We're smart enough to figure them out. That's what we do as good readers. Oh, must be lunchtime. And again, doesn't say that. Looking like they're gonna have butter sandwiches, possibly. I see some butter and loaf of bread. We've got grapes, we've got Hershey syrup in milk. Oh my goodness, chocolate milk and cookies. Ooh. Now sometimes we infer things and sometimes we predict things. So I'm gonna predict now, which is when you try to figure out what's going to happen. I predict there's gonna be a huge mess. Oh, and I was right, look at that mess. Looking at the second picture, kind of looks like the baby's getting tired. I might infer that just because she's laying down. Sometimes my inferences are not right, and that's okay. It's just that we're engaged in our reading and thinking about our reading. And by the way, reading pictures is a way of reading. Oh, I'm inferring Carl's such a good caretaker. Look at this. Cleaning the baby up, baby's getting a bath. Oh, making bubbles because Carl ate some soap there. Blow dry the baby. That's pretty cute. Uh-oh, putting baby back in the bed. So maybe my inference was right. Maybe baby is tired. Carl's cleaning everything up. I could infer that Carl doesn't want to get in trouble for the mess. Because looking out the window, wondering if mom's going to be home soon. Going to clean up the bed and the powder. There's mom. Carl looks pretty proud. I'm inferring that just by the look on Carl's face. And then it says, good dog, Carl. So it's a pretty funny story because we know dogs do not take care of babies. Babies need an adult to be there to make sure nothing happens. But that's why it's fiction and it was fun. Inferring again, use those clues in the text to help you. And it doesn't have to be a text without words. I infer all the time. I can tell just by what the author says how someone is feeling or what someone might be going through. So what you're going to do today, you are going to read a book, and it's called My Real Family on Epic. So you will log in on Google Classroom, and I can show you that. I think we're getting really good at it, but just so you remember, when you get to your Google Classroom, you will see that it says watch the video. No live lessons today because I'm meeting with you guys for orientation. Then click on the link to Epic and read the assigned book, My Real Family. After reading, answer the questions on the Google form that is linked below. Remember, when you infer, you make a judgment based on clues in the text and your background knowledge. Be sure to submit when you are finished. So I've included a quick reminder of what an inference is. It's when you make a judgment or you draw a conclusion based on clues in the text and your schema or background knowledge, what you already know. I also included the EPIC student login. I will add the code, but you probably don't need it now because see, it's showing up, right? Once you've been in Epic, it'll just pop up. Once you click and find yourself, you will find in your mailbox the link to the story, My Real Family. It is a read to me book. So if it is not at your reading level, you may click the play button for the audio to read it to you. And you've seen how to do that. I also included a quick Google form. So when you're finished reading, I want you to answer the question, what inferences did you make while reading the book, My Real Family? Just jot down a couple. What were some of the things you inferred? Did you infer the time of day? Did you infer a character trait, maybe the personality of the main character? I would just like you to share at least one. If you have more, I gave you plenty of room on the Google form. That's the only question I have, plus of course your name, because if you don't put your name, I won't know that you have turned it in. Be sure to submit. You'll see the submit button at the bottom and you will be good to go. We'll work on inferring again tomorrow. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen and I wish you luck. Enjoy the book.